Hello guys, welcome to the Niche India. Today we are going to learn about the biodiversity and its various aspects. So we will start with an introduction to the biodiversity. Our biosphere comprises of a complex collection of innumerable organisms known as the biodiversity. It is a sum total of various life forms on earth. The term biodiversity is a combination of two words. The word bio stands for the life and the word diversity stands for the variations. The term biodiversity was first given by Walter Rosen in 1985. It is derived from the term biological diversity, which was introduced by Jenkins and his team members in 1980. Biodiversity is also known as a biological diversity. It is the variability of all living organisms found on Earth, including plants, animals, microorganisms, the genes they contain, and the ecosystem they form. Biodiversity is a term which helps to describe organisms living in an ecosystem and all environmental aspects like temperature, oxygen and carbon dioxide levels, and the climate. Biodiversity can be measured at global level or it can be measured in small settings like ponds. It encompasses the evolutionary, ecological, and cultural processes that sustain life on our earth. Biodiversity embraces the variations at three different levels, means there are three different types of biodiversity. One is genetic diversity, second, species diversity, and third is ecological or ecosystem diversity. The term genetic diversity suggests the diversity in genes. It is defined as the genetic variability present within species or population. It is the product of recombination of genetic material in the process of inheritance, and it changes with the time and space. Let's take an example of a human being. Every human being is unique in physical appearance. Another example of genetic diversity is the various morphs in Malabar peat viper. It is a venomous peat viper species endemic to the Western Ghats of southwest India. All these changes occurs due to the genetic diversity. Genetic variations can be caused by sexual reproduction, mutation of genes, genetic drift, and gene flow. Genetic diversity is very important because it helps in the evolution of new species and it is also useful in the adaptation to the changes in environmental conditions. Also, genetic diversity ensures that at least some survivors of species left during environmental pandemic caused either naturally or by human interventions. The term species diversity itself suggests the diversity found in species. It is defined as the total number of species and the relative abundance of each species that lives in a particular ecosystem. The number of species living in a certain location is called species richness, whereas the relative abundance helps us to understand how evenly species are distributed within an area. We can say that the diversity is greatest when all the present species are equally abundant in an area. The species diversity is very important to maintain an ecosystem healthy. All the species living in an ecosystem are interdependent. The removal of one species can cause the degradation of entire ecosystem. In order to make an ecosystem more efficient, productive, and sustainable, it is very important to maintain high species diversity. Ecosystem diversity, also known as ecological diversity, it is a variation in the ecosystems found on Earth. An ecosystem is a system that includes all the biotic and abiotic factors functioning together as a unit. It deals with the variations in ecosystem within the biosphere. For the sake of convenience, the world's ecosystems are divided into two major groups. One is aquatic ecosystem and second is terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem comprises of freshwater and marine ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem includes ponds, lakes, rivers, and wetlands, whereas marine ecosystem includes coral reefs, salt marshes, estuaries, mangrove ecosystem, and lagoons. Terrestrial ecosystem is distinguished from an aquatic ecosystem by the lower availability of water. It occupies much smaller portion of Earth's surface than the aquatic ecosystem. The terrestrial ecosystem is further classified into grassland, tundra, taiga, deciduous forest, rainforest, and desert. An ecosystem can be as large as entire forest or it can be as small as clump of moss which provides habitat to microorganisms. An ecosystem provides habitat to all the living organisms and it regulates essential ecological processes and supports lives. A healthy ecosystem is necessary to sustain a healthy population of various species and to maintain the ecological balance. It is known that all species living in an ecosystem are interdependent, and every species in an ecosystem plays a definite role in maintaining the ecosystem. The different trophic levels in ecosystem are occupied by these different species. In a complex ecosystem with several trophic levels, loss of one or more species do not cause much effect as the alternative is available. The loss or the addition of particular species causes detectable changes in ecosystem. Therefore, they are known as keystone species. An ecological niche is the position a species has in its environment, where it meets its needs for food and shelter, where it reproduces and survives. The mutualistic relations between species to species and species to ecosystem helps to maintain the ecological balance. The high species diversity is important to form temporal stability of entire community as it stabilizes the biomass. Our biodiversity is the vast area of life, but it is not evenly distributed. Rather, it varies greatly across the globe as well as within the regions. The diversity of all the living organisms depends on the factors like temperature, precipitation, altitude, soils, competition, and the geography. It has been observed that the biodiversity increases from the poles to the tropics. This is due to the climatic conditions, altitudinal gradients, and the resource availability. Certain areas have large number of species and some areas have small number of species. Many of these areas are highly threatened by the loss of habitat and other human activities. These are the areas which are known as the biodiversity hotspots. The concept of biodiversity hotspot was given by the British ecologist Norman Mayers in 1988. A biodiversity hotspot is a region with a high level of endemic species that have experienced a great habitat loss. In India, there are four biodiversity hotspots, namely the Himalayas, Indo-Burma region, the Western Ghats, and the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Biodiversity plays an important role in multiplication and in the existence of species in nature, which are the key elements for the better and healthy environment. Extinction of one species may cause the extinction of another species. Biodiversity is very important, especially to the survival and to the well-being of human population, as it has several impacts on our health and on our ability to feed. Biodiversity benefits us in various aspects such as economic value and ecological services. These values of biodiversity are immense. Economic values are grouped into direct economic values and indirect economic values. Direct economic values are the values which can be directly utilized by the human. It includes food, for example, rice, vegetables, fruits, oils, fish, or whatever that we consume as a food are obtained from the plants and animals. Another is energy and fuel. Then the medicines, other raw materials which we use in the industries and also to construct the houses. Indirect economic values are the values which cannot be directly utilized, but their benefits can be realized later on. Indirect economic values of the biodiversity have always positive effects on our culture and aesthetic. It also enhanced our creativity and curiosity. Indirect economic values includes traditional culture, aesthetic, recreation, education and scientific research which inspires us to explore the beauty of nature and to conduct more and more research to generate the knowledge and educate our future generation. Ecological services are also known as ecosystem services. These are the benefits provided by the ecosystem to human. Various components of biodiversity helps in ecological services. These services include solar energy, biological productivity, regulation of climate, maintenance of soil fertility, stabilization of land against erosion, cleaning of air and water, cycling of nutrients, and control of potential pest and disease causing species, carbon sequestration and global climate change, and the degradation of waste. In spite of all the services provided by the biodiversity, it is still under tremendous threat. A lot of man made and natural activities impose huge impacts on the biodiversity. The threats to the biodiversity are categorized into two types: anthropogenic threats and natural threats. Anthropogenic threats are human caused or man made threats. It includes habitat loss, overexploitation, introduction of invasive species, hunting and poaching of wild animals, pollution, global warming and climate change, agriculture, human and wildlife conflict. Apart from an anthropogenic threats, natural threats also have threatened our biodiversity. It includes geographical restrictions, population reduction, low breeding rate, natural disasters, diseases, low food availability, low carrying capacity. We have seen that our biodiversity is facing major threats. So, to save the biodiversity, we must take our action for the conservation of biodiversity. To maintain the balance of ecosystems, all the organisms must be present within it. This is the main principle of biodiversity conservation. The aim of biodiversity conservation is to maintain all the genetic diversity within living things, to preserve various habitats, to preserve particular species, and to prevent species from getting extinct. The research says that we are losing 1500 species every day, and it is very difficult to compensate this loss. Therefore, each effort is very important to conserve our threatened biodiversity. There are two major approaches for the conservation of biodiversity. One is in situ conservation, and second is ex situ conservation. The concept of sustainable development have also emerged in recent era for the conservation of biodiversity. In situ conservation is also known as on-site conservation. It refers to the conservation of wild species in their natural habitats and environment. It includes protecting biodiversity through a network of protected areas through various conservation strategies. These protected areas are also categorized according to the level of protection, such as Biosphere Reserve, National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, Community Reserve, Sacred Groves, and Private Sanctuary. In situ conservation also involves the restoration of degraded habitats by creating awareness among the population to protect them. Ex situ conservation is also known as the off-site conservation. It refers to the conservation of endangered species in artificial habitats like zoo, aquaria, botanical garden, collection and storage bank for seeds, genes, pollens, ova, sperms, and DNA. It also includes breeding centers, education and awareness centers, strengthening and enforcing wildlife and environmental legislation. Ex situ conservation method can be practiced for both wild and for domesticated species. It is particularly important for the conservation of endangered species. For the conservation of biodiversity, it is very important to make the use of available resources in a sustainable manner. Sustainable development is defined as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This concept supports the effective use of resources for the economic development while preserving the environment and ecosystem for the betterment of both the present and for the future generations. It is a commitment to a social progress, environmental balance, and the economic growth. Sustainable development is an interlinkage between the development and the carrying capacity of the environment and ecosystem. The main aim of sustainable development is to balance our economic, environmental, and the social needs, allowing the prosperity for now and for the future generations. After knowing the facts about the biodiversity, we can imagine that how it is important to the all life forms. Biodiversity is the most valuable part of our ecosystem, and it is highly important to sustain the genetic, species, and ecosystem diversity to maintain the balance of nature. Biodiversity provides various ecosystem services and the economic values to the humans, and it is the main factor in the development of world and human society. It might possible that in the future the loss of biodiversity could be even more drastic as a result of climatic changes caused due to the human activities. If the biodiversity loss continues at the current rate, then in the future the survival of human being will be threatened. Therefore, it is our moral duty to conserve our biodiversity as well as our environment. The long term maintenance of biodiversity and its proper management can help greatly in saving the biodiversity from an extinction. But this requires a serious efforts across the entire biogeographic region. For this, biodiversity should be conserved at the genetic, species, and the ecosystems levels. Guys, I hope this video helped you to understand the biodiversity and its various aspects. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications for the upcoming videos.